Verstappen completed a personal sweep of Shanghai Saturday to claim Red Bull's 100th F1 pole as Lewis Hamilton suffered a shock early exit, qualifying 18th for the Chinese Grand Prix. Hours after they finished first and second respectively, their pairs days went in a total opposite direction, with Verstappen dominated dry qualifying to extend his run of poles to 5 at the start of the season and a career best sequence of 6 overall in a Red Bull front row. Hamilton dropped out in Q1 with a mistake on the hairpin and his final attempt, and will start on the penultimate row tomorrow. This is seriously painful. In 18th position is for Lewis, said Nico Rosberg. He had a great lap until then, and it was really unnecessary to push the limit, and as a 7-time world champion that is a mistake that should be unavoidable. It's 3 metres too late, and he had the brake balance far too forward. He lost at least 4 tenths, which easily would have put him through to Q2. That's a disaster. While Verstappen absolutely dominated the hour in the top all 3 segments, Aston Martin's Alonso threatened to deny Red Bull a front row lockout and held a provisional second place after the first Q3 runs. Perez proved a tenth and a half faster in the final attempts to move ahead of the Spaniard, although Alonso reckoned second would be his had he not lost 2 tenths in 2 corners at the start of his last lap. While Alonso shuffled back to a still impressive third, Norris, who took pole on Friday, was just behind in 4th, ahead of teammate Piastri. Ferrari's disappointing weekend continued, with Leclerc only 6th and 7th respectively. It could have been worse for Sainz though, as he crashed early in Q2, but managed to get it back to the pits minus the nose cone, even when the red flag was out, and continue. Aston Martin subsequently lodged a post-race protest over returning to the track, but was dismissed. After Hamilton's shock early exit, George Russell progressed to the Q3 in the sister Mercedes, but could only qualify 8th at 7.5 tenths away from the dominant Verstappen as the team's disappointing start to the season continued. Haas's Hulkenberg and Sauber's Bottas impressed to take in Q3. Although his wait for his own first top 10 berth for 2024 continues, under pressure Ricciardo continues to pick up his own performance, out qualifying Tsunoda again. Tsunoda 19th, Ricciardo 12th, but no one has won at the Shanghai International Circuit, which is staging its first race this weekend since the coronavirus pandemic. More than 6-time winner Lewis Hamilton. Britain's hope a strong result now look very remote, although he qualified an unexpected second in the sprint. That was in the wet, and the conditions allowed Hamilton, one of the sport's reign masters, the chance to transcend his assistant cars. He then continued to run at the front in the short format sprint, leading the first 8 laps of the 19-lap dash before Verstappen overtook him. But the effective reset all weekend for Saturday later, all drying and qualifying, basically ruined Hamilton's weekend. Already in the Q1 drop zone after his first lap proved to be off the pace, Britain was on course to progress to Q2 as he reached the final sector of his crucial final attempt, but lock up under hairpin sent him wide in the final hairpin. He eventually missed the cut by a tenth, with Red Bull's Perez only just the right side of the line in 15th, with it being Hamilton's first Q1 exit since 2022 Saudi Arabia. He just struggled with a series of setups. He said, "I made massive changes into qualifying, it is what it is." He said he had similar cars to George in the morning, but yeah, he went one direction, Russell went the other direction, and kind of blaming the setup. But 24 hours after qualifying behind Norris, Hamilton and Alonso in the rain hit session to the side of the sprint grid, there was little debate over who would have pole position for the race. The RB20 in the dry has been absolutely dominant both in the sprint race and today. Verstappen just kind of crediting how nice the car felt to drive, 3 tenths clear of Perez, and the rest of the top 10 were half a second or more adrift, including Ferrari, who would be disappointed with their lack of difference. He said we compromised qualifying, prioritising the race, and it kind of showed, but he is optimistic for their race pace, so yeah, be interesting to see how they perform in that session. And before I go, let me run you through the classification from qualifying. Max Verstappen on pole, Perez in second. Perez obviously had that scare in Q1, but in the end, Red Bull far clear of any other car. And Verstappen on pole by a substantial margin. Alonso, really great job from him, making up for that incident in the sprint, outperforming the car here. And then you got the McLarens in 4th and 5th. Really good drive for them to get ahead of Ferrari. I think they'll be pleased with that, and I think you're optimistic they can get past Alonso. Then you got the Ferraris, like they said, just setting up the car for more for the race potentially, but I think they'll still be disappointed to be that far down. Russell kind of in no man's land, it seems. And then you have to give credit for Hulkenberg and Bottas getting into the top 10 shootout. Really good jobs for them, and hopefully they'll be pushing for points tomorrow. And then you got Stroll just missing out. I think he can do stuff from 11th, but really with Alonso in 3rd, you have to expect that car to get into the top 3 shootout. Ricciardo really continuing his encouraging weekend. That'd be encouraging signs for him. Albon a bit further up, I think, in this session. Then you've got the Alpines who get into Q2 now. I guess it's signs of progress. Obviously nowhere near what they want to be, but it is progress. Zhou had a decent sprint race, but yeah, being quite a way behind Bottas at his home race. I think he'll be disappointed with that. Similar story really for Magnussen and Hamilton. That lock-up, yeah, so frustrating. I don't know whether it's set up, but yeah, just seems so inconsistent for Hamilton this season. That'll be the most frustrating thing. I think he'll still be hopeful he can get points tomorrow, but it'll be a very long race. And then you've got Tsunoda, kind of a similar story really. Yeah, just not got that RB in the sweet spot, and that'd be frustrating for him. Ricardo up there, and Sargent, yeah, just once again, just not really having the pace at the back of the field. So anyway guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share and subscribe. Follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily F1 news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.